Hi, I'm Gracey Mae and I am celebrating Afro Queen's Day. So my name is Gracey Mae. I'm an entertainment broadcaster, so I have a radio show, I have a podcast, I'm a YouTuber, basically everything to do with visual media. So I've been in radio for about 5 years. My speciality is Afrobeat, so everything African culture. I host the Afro Nation show on Westside Radio, so it's a weekly broadcast, and we've had everyone from Davido, Tiwa Savage, Yemi Alade, D'banj. We've had the greats as well as like up and coming artists, Joe Boy, Tenny, basically you name them, we've had them. I've been doing this for 5 years, loving seeing the culture being pushed forward, supporting everything to do with Africa. Yeah, flagship. To be honest, I've always been a creative. Like when I was young, I was a child model, always been into everything visual. And actually, this is like a bit of tea. Back in the day, I used to have a YouTube channel which was dedicated to hair. The station manager watched one of my videos. I don't know how he came across it because he's an Asian guy. Watched the video, said you'd be perfect for radio. You've got the personality, you've got the voice, and the opportunity presented itself. And literally, it's been the starting point for so many things. So like I said, the podcast. I do PR as well, so I work with artists in the back, making sure that they're radio ready. Being African anyway, like Afrobeats was always going to be a love. You know, I like the high life, I like the Fuji, we grew up on that music. But to be a champion for it, for people to think of Afrobeats in the UK and to think of me in the same sentence, it's a blessing. So should we start with being a woman in a patriarchal society? Yeah, so media, we know that most at the top are guys. I've said it, guys. Even when we think about like Afro artists, you will name probably Wiz, David, Burna before you think of Tiwa, before you think of Yemi, before you think of Tenny, Niniola. I, because I'm in the industry, can name 10, 15, 20 females doing their thing in Nigeria, in the UK, in the US, in Afrobeat. Efia, yeah, Becca, Queen Ayoko, Shoma Josie in South, Victoria Kamani in East, okay, repping for Kenya, beautiful, check her out. But my point is, because the guys are kind of calling the shots and they've made it seem like there's only one spot for females, I face that daily, and not just with the artists but with presenters. Like in Nigeria they'll call you a OAP. When I first heard the term I was like, pensioner? Really? Oh, they pension? No, but it means on their personality, and even there it's dominated by men. And I feel like women having a voice back at home is something that is new. So to monetize that and make a job out of having a voice and empowering other people to have a voice, they're like, raw, you're a bit too bold, you're a bit too rash, you're a bit too honest. And that comes out, like, maybe not in front of the mic, but when you're behind the mic, you know, making decisions about shows or the type of content to produce, or even how much say I have in terms of ownership. A lot of people are like, girl, get back in your butt, but Jesus told me no, so I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, keep flying the flag. And yeah, it's a daily struggle being a woman, and then obviously being of African descent. Before I specialized in Afrobeats, I was doing normal radio, I was doing hip hop and R&B, grime, all of that. And again, we're not represented there at all. But between being a female and then being black, where a lot of the people at the top aren't from our backgrounds, don't understand our music, sometimes a lot of the ideas you present, they're like, nah, it's not gonna run, because they don't understand. And it's hard always being the mouthpiece for women as a gender, because if you do something wrong, they say, oh, all women are like that. And then it's even harder being the mouthpiece for black people or people of Afro descent, because they'll say everyone who's from Afro descent is like that. And sometimes it's just you. You know what, and this is it, where we talk about like white privilege, where we know that an English person in Nigeria, whether they're skilled for the job or not, will automatically be the priority choice, because anything abroad is better, is shinier. God has been gracious, I've worked hard, but I know a lot of the opportunities I've had this early in my career is purely for the fact that I'm British. There's no hint of Niger, my Niger isn't there. There's nothing that is overtly African. And so for me to try and diminish that and say that my opportunities haven't come because I have the English accent would be wrong. I know that a lot of the opportunities have presented themselves because I have the knowledge, because I have the heritage, and because I have the accent. If I had started at home, not to say that everyone at home, no, if you're in Nigeria, you're supposed to have a Nigerian accent. But the simple answer is, I know if I started at home, I would be in a very different place. I don't think I would be as far along. I think I've been favoured because of my personality. Like I said, I work hard, but yeah, the accent helps a lot. Major differences between the Western world and Africa: infrastructure, processes, access to education, access to healthcare, you know, LGBT rights, patriarchy, access to wealth. You know what, one of the things that they love to stamp on Africa is corruption. Everybody's corrupt. In this UK, when the MPs thought they could get away with the expense scandal, they were double claiming for rent, for this, for that, for whatever. So I feel like corruption is an across the board thing, but I wish, like, you know, in London specifically, you have Canary Wharf right next to Tower Hamlets, like the poorest right next to the richest, and that's very evident in almost every community that I've visited in Nigeria, and I can't speak for the whole 36 states, but for where I've been in Abeokuta, in Lagos, that disparity is more glaring and it's more often and it's hard to see. Yeah, I think I've said it: infrastructure, education, healthcare, roads, floods. But then on the positive side, like, Nigerian people are very happy. And this is it, to be faced with daily struggles the way we are, without having welfare packages, without having a lot of the things that we take for granted in the West, people are still just genuinely happy. They want the best for you. They might be suffering from, I don't know, kwashiorkor, malaria, you catch it like you're catching a common cold. But people are happy, they're joyous. The way we express ourselves, with the hands on the hair, the pitch, we were emotive with our whole being, the way we gesticulate, like there's nothing like it. And there's a thing that where I live, I don't really know my neighbours and I don't really care to know them, but you know, at home everyone's a community. Even if you're suspicious, you know, we don't really announce weddings, we don't announce pregnancies because they might use babalawo, but there's still a sense of community where you know everyone, everybody, and it's that community feel. My auntie can beat me because she feels like she has the right because she brought me up, whereas here, back in the day, I used to manage weddings, and there was a couple that I did where the groom didn't invite his blood aunt, as in his mother's sister, because he hadn't spoken to her in a year. Do you think we can do that? Call it work, call possible. So yeah, I love the community feel and just the general happiness of it all. But I wish, oh Lord, that we get a few leaders that really saw the future and were ready to invest long term.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's a hard question. Okay, obviously it's important. Representation means everything. Young kids, when they see something attainable, it makes it more realistic for them, and it means that in 2020, we don't have to keep saying, oh, this is the first person of Afro descent to have done this and that. You would think this far into the millennium, we would have crossed all those boundaries. But I don't know, there's just a vibrance, there's a hunger, there's an innovative like nature that we have. Like, you have videos on the timeline that will always show you, oh, so-and-so built a chair out of old tires, or so-and-so were able to provide electricity to the house from a potato. Not that we have potatoes, so yam from their yams. And there's a beauty in how creative we are with our limited resources, and I feel like the world just needs to see that vim, that energy, that brightness, that boldness. Like, being African is beautiful. And in the same way that we hail EU, European everything, whether it's the facial features, the blonde straight hair that you know that I'm rocking because I can. But yeah, in the same way that we embrace everything Western, it's time for us to really seriously be proud of who we are. All 54 countries in Africa, plus everyone in the diaspora, plus everyone in the Caribbean, and the Afro-Brazilians. Look, we're getting it. It's time. It's time. Queen Sheba, Cleopatra. Oh, there's a woman. Okay, so the tribe that they based the Wakanda girls on, the female warrior tribe, the name has escaped me.
Are they the ones from Ghana?
Yes.
Yeah. But
Defenders of the people. There's another word. Oh, it's gonna bug me. Google. Hello, Alexa. But yeah, I mean, I wish I could name more, but I also know that the way our history is passed on as well, being quite oral, it's not always documented, and we know that sometimes our history has been stolen or whitewashed or twisted for further agendas. I know that there's a few, I guess, on the Caribbean side in terms of females that led many revolts in like Haiti and things like that. Again, names escape me, but I'm aware that women have been doing their bit for a minute. That's a lesson to me. I need to be more well-read on that. Monifair? Was the pronunciation right?
it was not as good as your other pronunciation.
Okay, correct you.
You could say Monifair, but the best way to say is Monifair.
Right, yeah. Monifair.
Hey, that's
Monifair, which means I love you.
Facts.
To be honest, yeah, I could just give you all my names. Bossa Day, born on a Sunday.
No, that is nuts.
Folashade, crowned with glory. Hallelujah, somebody. I have 9 names.
Are you trying to show off?
I'm just letting you know.
I have 12, so you're on Sunday.
Oh, sorry. don't dim your light. Sis, shine bright. Like, I feel like there were many opportunities or many things that I missed out on because I didn't want to seem like I was being too go-gettery. Is that a word? I didn't want to seem like there were people that I was even in bondage with. I'm going to use the word bondage, whether friendships, relationships, whatever. And I didn't ever want to outshine them or make them feel any smaller. So I then was being a recluse. What's that? And I know there are certain things in my career, in my personal life that I'd be much further along with if I just stayed true to me, if I didn't dim my light, if I continued to shine. And the thing about shining is you're able to empower other people to do the same. There's no way you're around light and you don't feel the heat. There's no way you're around light and you don't have better vision. You being your true authentic self means that other people are unable to do the same. So yeah, baby girl, baby Gracey, don't dim your light. You're beautiful. That's just it. You're beautiful. You're not the African booty scratcher. Your full lips are amazing. Your bulbous nose is what makes you who you are. Embrace that gap tooth, those dark knees, dark elbows. All of that hyperpigmentation makes you you. Like, airbrush is overrated. Perfection is overrated. You're beautiful. Okay, so recently we had the launch of the official Afro Beats charts in the UK. The guys behind it, obviously it's in collaboration with Afro Nation, who I love. They're doing amazing things for the culture, like Afro-centered festival, the biggest beach festival in the whole wide world, first of all. Then they were doing Ghana, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Mexico. Obviously the pandemic has changed a few things, but the fact that we're in a position where we confidently know we can draw 22,000 people per festival. Now we are in an unprecedented place, and I just feel like we need to keep going. The fact that Wizkid and David can sell out the O2 20,000 capacity. The fact that Burna Boy can send out Wembley SSE Arena 12,000 capacity. You can regularly occupy Indigo O2, all of the O2 academies, Brixton. Look, we are in a place where finally we're embracing the culture. I don't want to take away the speciality out of it, but in 5 years time we're going to be the norm, we're going to be mainstream, we're going to be the staple. They're going to be like, oh, I can't even remember a time where music wasn't infused with that bongo drum, that high life, like guitar strum, small pigeon inside. NSG are doing big things in the UK. Obviously Wiz and David continue to fly them. In fact, you have people like Cranium from the Caribbean partnering with Tiwa Savage, that cross-Atlantic, that diaspora. Look, I'm waiting, and you know, it's a conversation I always have, and I think it's a difficult answer to get to in terms of when can we be unified as black people or people from Afro descent, because like I said, 54 countries in Africa, in the 10s in the Caribbean, and there isn't one thing that unifies us aside from our skin. But that should be enough. Stop the fractions, stop the divisions, let's unify. Let's show them that we not finna be played with, okay? 5 years time, we're gonna be running things. Afro Queens Day to me is an authentic, genuine celebration of women doing their thing in their space, unapologetically. You know, owning their truth as Afro queens and just doing the damn thing. I'm excited.